Next up, we have Accumulator featuring C725 from the Rolling Sky soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, members get early access artists. I want to collaborate. If anybody wants guitars or Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old ooh, 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 kind of thing, I have a whole spiel for this at the end of the video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them in full. Otherwise, let's get started. Accumulator. Let's go.
Feel the electric.
Okay, we start very fast. This escalated very fast. Super Ninja, welcome today. How you doing? So yes, I really say, yeah, I say that spiel every time so that I don't have to do editing. That's the whole point, so that I don't have to edit the videos. So, let's see. So we start with immediately several elements going on. We have, of course, the vocals giving us some initial lyrics. This might be a song, this might be a track or a piece. We will see. Let me explain the rest. So then we have a synth giving us a little bit of accompaniment in the form of arpeggios. So accompaniment is your backing band, the secondary instruments, that kind of thing, and they are doing arpeggios. Arpeggios because we have an Italian here in the chat, so arpeggios. We have this when you play a chord one note at a time. So here, for example, C major as a block chord, and here it is as an arpeggio. Arpeggio. So, don't you find it hard to repeat the same thing every time? No, I've practiced. I'm a musician. If there's one thing musicians, especially if you're a professionally trained musician or a professional musician, you are used to practicing the same thing over and over and over again, hundreds, if not thousands of times. That just comes with being a musician. That's just part of being a musician. Like, if you want to learn to play a passage right, you have to practice it, which means you're going to be doing it over and over and over and over and over again. If you have a repertoire just means the collection of songs or pieces that you're going to do, which means you're going to be playing the same piece over and over and over again. So this is part of being a musician, having that ability of doing the same thing over and over without growing emotionally exhausted from it. That comes with being a musician. You have to be able to do this. Like, for example, if I were to start playing this, I've practiced this a lot. I'm not very good at it, but I've practiced this one a lot because I love the melody. I'm not a very good piano player, but I practice this. So same goes for these spiels that I do every single video. I practice them, and now that I've done them enough, like, what LFA is this? Let me just double check. How many LFAs have we done by now? This is LFA number 492. This LFA is LFA number 492, which means I've done variations of this spiel at least 400 times, maybe 450 times. And we're just making little adjustments here and there for this, and it comes with being a musician, that you're just used to doing things over and over. So, yeah. Let's see. So we're having this, and we have vocals, right? So now this is going to give us. So yeah, I just figured I would address that, right? And mainly it's because so that I don't have to edit the video, so that it stays as a single take. So we now have the idea of a song versus a piece or a track. So a song is going to have lyrics, it's going to have vocals, and the vocals are going to be the driving factor of your music. It's going to be what drives the music forward. Whereas a piece or a track, you're going to have the motif being the driving factor. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. So we have that going on. Let's see where it goes. Oh, we're building up. Okay, so it's not a song, it was an audio sample. It's very loud, and we are 10 seconds in and we already had our first drop. Immediately the drums were doing a build up, and we go for the first dropping of the beat. Yeah, that's a bit sudden. That's a bit sudden, but let's see where it goes. Okay, so now we're having the drums kicking in very fast, and it's not so much a drop as it's more like an introduction. It kind of feels like a drop because of the focus on the bass, and of course we're having the drums hitting with the bass as well, and we're having another synth giving us some waves. There's no motif so far, but since this is kind of like a drop, it doesn't really matter, because when you're making music you have to keep a balance between what is familiar and what is new. Too much familiarity, too much of the same thing, too much repetition, you risk boring the listener, they tune out. Too much new material too quickly, you risk overwhelming the listener, they tune out. There is one universal exception, which is solos. If you introduce a solo from any instrument, you can get away with almost anything as long as it sounds cool enough and as long as it sounds like it belongs enough. And then there's a second additional exception for electronic music, which is dropping the beat. However, when you drop the beat, usually you already have some sort of existing material that you can reference back to when you drop back into it, when you drop from. We are 16 seconds into this piece, 4 of which were non-drop material. Big risk. Big risk that is being taken over here doing the drop first. It is taking the formula, flipping it on its head. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, we're building beat. There we go, we have our melody. Okay, there we go. So we now have a synth giving us a melody. We have the motif there, giving us a fairly straightforward melody, like a very nice, straightforward minor. That kind of melody. I'm not playing the right notes, I'm just playing the right shape. I don't have perfect pitch, so yeah. So we're having that, and of course that is being sidechained. Sidechaining being a thing that usually happens in electronic music. Whenever the bass drum hits, whatever is being sidechained gets its volume turned down and then back up. I've noticed 2 types. There's the gradual type, that is kind of like, you know, turning a knob down and then back up. And then there's the binary type, which is just on and off kind of thing. Let's see where it goes. And in between beats as well, we do have another synth very high up, giving us a little bit. It's also sidechained, but it is giving us a pedal note. A pedal note or a pedal tone is usually it's done in the bass, but you can do it up above, which is just a note that you are holding. Since this is being sidechained, it's kind of being interrupted by the drums to an extent, but it is held over there. Let's see where it goes. Oh, we have another note. We have another synth in the middle, giving us kind of like a more bubbly sound in between. Very subtle, but we are building. So it turns out this first build up and drop was to give us a false drop. We're just building the beat now. As I said, risky move, but we're just building the song. This is the actual introduction. It was a false introduction. Very good, very, very effective way of throwing you off, because it threw me off. So let's see where this goes. There you go. We have the arpeggios now playing over there. That bubbly. Ooh, and I like this. So this other one is doing an arpeggiated version with accents, and the accents are the melody. So arpeggio, as I said, you play a chord 1 note at a time. Then we are having accents. Accents are highlights, or for accentuation. We have accentuation over there, and it is, you know, when you highlight specific points in usually a melody. And the way we are doing is that we are having the high notes of the arpeggios being the actual melody, the actual motif, while the lower ones are not. They are just the arpeggios. So we highlight the points at the top to give us that melody while we are still doing the melody. So we are having something like this, I guess. So something like. So we have the melody still going, but in between we just add the arpeggio in between. Okay, that was just me messing around. So yes, we're having that going on now, and it's a really cool way, because now we're not just getting this arpeggiated accented version, but it is also a reduction. Reduction is when you speed up a melody, because the first version of the melody is being played very slowly over time, sidechained and everything, interrupted by the drums and everything, and now this version that is arpeggiated is a lot faster because of it. So we are having a lot of these developments being done very smoothly. Let's see where it goes. There we go. And off the ramp we go. Off the ramp, of course, being a colloquial term that I use. Colloquial, by that I mean there's no official academic definition for this, or at least I'm not using it for the sake of simplicity. And off the ramp is what I call a specific type of transition. It can be as short as a couple of beats, it can be as long as an entire section, and the purpose of it is to make your listener feel suspended up in the air at the mercy of inertia, waiting to see where you land. How do you do that? Remove the drums. Maybe the bass as well, which is exactly what is happening here. Let's see where it goes. So yeah, now we're having the arpeggiated version of the motif, and we have engaged in sequencing now. So sequencing, and we have some bird chirp samples. Sequencing is when you repeat any musical idea from a different starting point. So we're keeping the shape, we're just doing it from a different place. So if we were to bring back if we were to do this, for example, in this, let's see, C major, we have like a very simple, right? Let's say we have this melody, and if we were to sequence it, we're going to repeat that same shape, just from a different starting point. So we can do it stepwise motion. Stepwise motion up, then you can do it down as well. Or you can even do leapwise motion, where you just started from very different points. That kind of thing. So we're having this going on, of course, a lot slower, because we are also doing the whole accented arpeggios, which does complicate things, because now we're doing this for the entire idea, right? And now if we were to sequence this, then we have to figure out the harmony and everything, because we can't just go all the way down. But I mean, I think I can make it those work. So yeah, I can actually, you can make it work fairly easily. I thought it was going to be more complicated than that. Anyway, so we're having this going on. Let's see where this goes. Legendary, welcome today. How you doing? Anything new? Plenty. All right. Yep, in the background, very much. This synth is very loud, but in the back, we are having a piano doing some accents, doing a little bit of doubling. Doubling being when you have more than one instrument doing the same thing at the same time, very far back, very far back, doing a variation of the melody. They're doing the doubling of the melody, just the higher part. So, Potato, welcome today. How you doing? Their lemon yellow cream tastes nothing like lemon. It just tastes like wax. W. Let's see where this goes. You should sue. Oh, we introduced the clap tracks. Nice. Let's see, sequencing again.
Electric feel.
Okay, so now we do a partial recapitulation of the beginning. So, recapitulation. So, yeah, potato, tomato. Yes, indeed. Recapitulation, which is to just revisit material. We are bringing back what once was the false introduction, that very sudden build-up, and we're doing something like that now, except this time that we're recapitulating, we have the context of the first minute and a half of this piece that now feels like a more complete, a more appropriate place. So, let's see where this goes.
The bass.
Build up. And ooh. So we do basically the same drop, we just do a little bit of rhythmic variations. So we're going from the first drop, which was straight eighth notes, to now this time, which is triplets. So the concept of eighth notes and triplets let me step back over here, right? So in music you have three elements: melody, harmony, rhythm. Melody is your individual horizontal lines of music. Harmony, the most complicated one. It's like what chords you're using, what scales you're using, the relationship between them, and you can just keep adding layers of extrapolation to this. It's by far the most complicated. And then there's rhythm. Rhythm is your use of time. Time being how fast, how slow things happen, when they happen, your beat, all that kind of stuff, which is then subdivided into bars or measures. Which these are the same concept, by the way. And then we have these being determined by a time signature. That's your metronome. That's how you're going to determine your bars, how many beats you're going to put in your bars. I've been gone away for too long. I was expecting myself to be falling out of the top 10. Well, there you go. You're just legendary like that. So yes, we have the time signature, which is then going to be two numbers. You're going to have upper number, lower number. Upper number is going to be the number of notes or beats in your measure. Lower number is going to be the type that you're going to be using, that you're going to be basing it on. In English, it's pretty easy to remember. So whole notes are represented by number 1, half notes are represented by number 2, quarter notes by number 4, eighth notes by number 8, 16th notes by number 16, so on and so forth. One whole note contains two half notes, one half note contains two quarter notes, one quarter note contains two eighth notes, and so on and so forth. So in the case of 4/4, you are counting your metronome in 4 quarter notes: 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're just going to count it at whatever tempo you have. Tempo is going to be your beats per minute. Simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. However fast or slow you want them. Now, as I said, every quarter note contains two eighth notes that you can add. So then you can just add them in between. And they are not going to be your numbers, but they are going to be your eighth notes in between, which are then counted with the expression "an." So basically you go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to counting eighth notes: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and these are all distributed equally. However, these are straight eighth notes. Then we have the concept of tupleting. Tuplets is when you force more notes in the space of a particular number of notes. So the most famous one being, of course, the triplet. In particular, the eighth note triplet, where you fit 3 eighth notes in the space of 2, and they're all spaced evenly. So instead of having the eighth notes like this, you would have 3 of them, and they would look something like this. You would put a 3, some people even put a bracket up here, and then you would count the number, first ta and second ta. So you go from counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to counting 1 tata, 2 tata, 3 tata, 4 tata, 1 tata, 2 tata, 3 tata, 4 tata. Which is a very, very, you can tell how these are faster, they're smoother, and that kind of thing. So we have swapped the dropping from going in straight eighths and straight fourths, in straight quarters, to going in triplets. That's the big change. That's the variation we're doing. The rest is pretty much the same. Alec, welcome today. How you doing? Let's see where it goes. Oh. Yep, that's the difference over here. We bring back the motif the same way. It's the exact same, with the difference being that the bass now is in triplets. And that alone is such a big difference. That alone, it goes to show how important your accompaniment is, when such a minor difference can make such a minor change can make such a big difference. I have to bring it up, right? So if you want to hear another example of how much changes can affect your music, listen to the intro of The Mirror by Dream Theater. This is the only time we brought it up today, so I'm improving, right? So in the intro of The Mirror by Dream Theater, the guitar is doing what is called an ostinato. Ostinato is when you play something over and over and over again. In the case of The Mirror, chong 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 chong. And it's that for a full minute straight. Then the drums, the bass, the synths, they just start warping around it. They change around it, and they change how the whole feeling of the piece feels. And right now, we are doing something like that to a way more subtle degree. And oh my god, it's making such a massive difference. It completely changes the pacing. Let's see how this ends. drop, and then it's gonna end. We have the melody playing. We do one last run. Okay, we do one last run of the motif, still sidechained. Then we do a brief off the ramp, and we just let that motif play out one last time with the sidechaining, still just without the drums, sidechaining it, and there you go. And it ends like that. It ends like that, man. That was like the only thing that I have mixed feelings about when it comes to Rolling Sky music is that these are usually about 2 minutes long, and so many of these, like, this could have gone for another 1, 2, or even 3 minutes, I think, and it could have been like you could have explored these ideas so much more. But then again, that's what the game asks. Like, they asked for 2 minutes, they're gonna give 2 minutes. It was still good. It was still good. So I am left wanting more. I am left wanting more. So there you go. Anyway, there you go. That was Accumulator featuring C725 from the Rolling Sky soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you want, if you're watching this in the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas of 2025, which is still a possibility, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, and I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook for it. We also had a member offer to do a Discord Nitro giveaway. We might do other things like this. If you have other ideas or you want to contribute, just let me know. We'll make as much of it work out as possible. This has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no alt accounts, no rat behaviors like that. Go share the videos, the streams with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two distinct concepts, by the way. With your online and offline communities, use the hype function on YouTube. I don't know how it works, but we have a group on the Discord that does. Link down below. Go check around with them. Artists, I want to collaborate with anyone and everyone. If you're an artist on YouTube and you want, you want any of my musical skills, whether it is my guitars, my Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old or regular singing or voice acting, or if you want help figuring something out for your composition or anything like that, just reach out, let me know, and we'll make it work, right? We'll work it out. I want to collaborate, and if you're in the audience and you know any artists that could benefit from my skills, let them know. Please do not harass anyone. Please do not spam anyone. Don't be a rat about things. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of the tier that you're in, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment. It has the instructions on what to do. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch, both linked down below. So if you live in Huron, and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. We have the full streaming schedule showing in your local time zone, Discord, Twitch, both linked down below. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where we put the recordings of the gaming after shows. Right now, for example, in this stream, as is happening right now, we're about to go play some video games. We've been playing through Silent Hill, Vintage Story, and we're going to start Halo soon as well, because I never got to experience Halo properly. So we're going to be playing through that, and link down below. So all the recordings go into the gaming channel. Link down below, or just search on YouTube, same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah. There you go. There you go. Accumulator featuring C725. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. That was fun. That was fun. Short but sweet. Short but sweet. Good stuff. Rolling Sky. Good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.